Hey guys, it's Surgeon here, and welcome to a new video. And this one's going to be one that I've gotten questions of quite a bit. And with someone who's done all the achievement diaries, I figured I could shine some light on this. And it's what achievement diary you should do first, or what achievement diary should I be focusing on. I hate to break it to you, there is no yes and no answer. There's no black and white answer. There's really it depends on what you enjoy doing in the game. What I'm going to start off talking about is that there's one diary in particular that I think everyone should do, simply for the fact that it's probably one of the best ones that has a minimal upkeep that's going to make you a lot of money, which you probably already know what I'm talking about by just that example. It's Varrock. But the other orders to which you should be doing the achievement diaries is really dependent on what you do in the game. So I thought I'd make this video to kind of shed some light on that and explain why you want to do certain diaries and why certain diaries are better than others for doing particular tasks. So, without further ado, let's dive on into this. Alright, so the first diary we're going to talk about is the Varrock diaries. Now, those of you who have no idea about any achievement diaries, what the Varrock diaries do and why I'm going to specify and say that this is probably a diary that no matter what you do in the game, you should get at least part of them done. The reward from it is that it allows you to buy daily battle staves from Zaf at a reduced price. They actually let you buy them at 7,000 GP each. The market price on the GE is around 9k, so depending on the amount that you get, which varies depending on what level of the achievement diaries you've done, you're going to make 2k profit per battle staff that you make. And if you do what I do, I stockpile these every day and then get free crafting experience. It's actually profitable crafting experience by making air battle staves and things like that. So, no matter what you do in the game, whether you're a PVMer, a skiller, a mini gamer, which I don't think anybody is, but you should be doing the Varrock diaries at some point in your battle or in your diary grind, simply for the fact that it's free money, and once you have the elites done, it's actually a bond a week if you buy them every day for 14 days. Selling them just to the GE will actually make you enough money for a bond once you've done the Varrock elite diaries. So let's start this off with skilling. What diary should I be focusing on, Surgeon, if I enjoy skilling? So the 5 that I'm going to tell you to work on would be the Lumbridge diaries, the Falador diaries, the Ardougne diaries, the Kandarin diaries, and the Morytania diaries. If you're going to exclude any of these, I would say the Morytania diaries, considering that the only kind of benefit you're really going to get out of the Morytania diaries if you're a skiller is once you've done the elites. So if you're going to exclude any of these, I would take Morytania out of the equation, but if you are a main and you're trying to max it out, yes, go and aim for the Morytania elite diaries. Now, the reason for all of these: Lumbridge diaries for the fact that you unlock the Explorer's Ring, which is going to give you a Cabbage port, which is right next to the Falador farming patch. So it's going to be actually the quickest teleport method to get to this patch. So when you start doing farm runs and you start trying to train farming efficiently, it's going to give you the quickest teleport there. The reason for the Kandarin diaries is once you've done the medium diaries, you unlock not only the ability to change your teleport from your Camelot teleport from the middle of Camelot, but you get the ability to change it to right in front of Sears Bank. And once you have this unlocked, it actually makes the Sears Village agility course the fastest training agility course in the game until you unlock the Ardougne agility course at level 90 agility. Plus, in addition to that, you also get the ability to, when you harvest the herb patch by Sears Village, what you actually get is you get 5% more herbs when you harvest that patch once you've done the mediums, and that increases by 5% based on if you've done the hards or you've done the elites. So you get 10% more if you've done the hards, and you get 15% more if you've done the elite diaries. Also, if you're into clue scrolls, the hard headband from the Sears diaries will actually teleport you to Sherlock once a day, and the elite one will teleport you to Sherlock multiple times a day. So if you don't have a quest cape, that's really good for clue scrolls as well. The reason for the Falador achievement diaries would be that once you've done the medium achievement diaries for Falador, it's going to give you 10% more farming experience when you farm from the farming patch by Falador. So once you've done not only the Lumbridge diaries to unlock the Explorer's Ring, but once you've done the Falador diaries as well, you're going to get more experience and be able to get there faster from the farming patch. As well as if you use Motherlode Mine, you get better ores from it when you turn in your pay dirt. based on the more diaries you've done, and this actually starts at the hard diaries. Also, once you've done the elite Falador diaries, which are kind of hefty requirements, but once you've done that, your tree patch in Falador will actually never get diseased, so it's another good perk if you're a skiller. And finally, for the Arty diaries, I don't think I really need to explain this all that much. Once you've done the medium Arty diaries, your cloak will actually teleport you once to the Arty farm, and then once you've done the elites, you'll actually get infinite teleports to the Arty farm, which is the fastest way to get to this farming patch. The nice thing also about the Arty diaries is that from a thieving standpoint, once you've done the easies, you get a 10% increased chance to successfully thieve from the stalls in Arty, and once you've done the mediums, you get a 10% increased chance to pickpocket in Arty. Keep in mind, this is all without the cloak being worn. You don't have to actually have it worn to get these boosts. Once you've done the hards, you get a 10% increased chance of succeeding when pickpocketing around Gielinor, and that's without it being equipped as well. So as you complete the easy through the hard diaries, it's going to make thieving a little bit easier, not only in Arty, but once you've done the hards, it's going to make pickpocketing easier everywhere, which is really handy when you're doing Master Farmers. And finally, for the Morytania diaries, the only reason you'd really want to do this is really for the elites, because once you've done the elites, it actually unlocks another herb patch on Harmony Isle, and the easiest way to get there is to obviously use a Harmony Isle teleport, which you can use once you've done the RCS spellbook, which you unlock through the RCS household on Zaya. Another easy way to get there is to use a mostly harmless teleport and run to the monk to teleport you to Harmony Isle. But again, this is only for the elites. There are no real other skilling perks to getting the Morytanias done. We will talk about them later though in the PVM section. So for PVMers and Slayers, there's not a whole lot of diaries I'm really going to recommend, but 3 that I would definitely recommend you to do would be the Fremennik diaries, the Western Provinces diaries, as well as the Desert diaries. The reason for the Fremennik diaries is that, those of you who know, the elite diaries, which are actually probably people debate as being one of the easiest to complete, once you've done the elite diaries for Fremennik, they will actually note the Dagannoth bones that drop from the Dagannoth Kings. So for those of you high levels who are obviously completing the elites and doing Slayer and doing PVM, this actually makes DK's guaranteed profitable, because you can always grab the bones, and the bones are usually around 7 to 8k each. So each kill is going to give you about 7 to 8k, not including any drops you're going to get. So obviously for that reason, I would definitely recommend doing the Relica diaries, the Relica elites, if you're a PVMer. The Desert diaries, obviously if you don't have the construction level to use an ornate pool in your house, the Desert Amulet 4 is going to give you unlimited teleports to Nardah, which is right next to the statue, that will actually restore your health points, your prayer, your run energy, cure your poison, restore your special attack. It'll do pretty much everything that an ornate pool would do. And the Desert Amulet 4 will actually give you unlimited teleports there. The elites will also allow you to use the shortcuts to get to the Kalphite Lair once you have 86 agility. And on top of that, when you put ropes in for the Kalphite Lair, once you have the elites done, they will actually stay there. So that is another good reason for why you would want to be doing the Desert diaries if you're a PVMer. And finally, for the Western Provinces diaries, I would definitely recommend getting them done, mainly for the fact that once you've done them, Nieve/Steve will give the same amount of points as Duradel, and most people tend to use Nieve or Steve instead of Duradel. It's obviously preference at this point, because you're going to be getting the same amount of points. I prefer to use Steve because I like the tasks that I tend to get from Steve more than Duradel, but it gives you options, and that way you're not stressed out between which one you use on your milestone task. That's going to be it for the PVM and Slayer, though. There aren't a whole lot to really do for them. You could argue that the Morytania diaries are going to give you more Slayer experience in the Slayer Tower. You could argue that it's going to give you the Bone Crusher, but in all honesty, when you do neck rails, you're probably not going to do them in the tower. You're probably going to barrage them in the catacombs. If you do gargoyles, yes, it's going to help you. If you do Abbey Demons, you're probably not going to be doing Abbey Demons there, because you're probably going to be barraging them or killing them in the catacombs for your chances of Scotizo totems. So it's not exactly a necessary one to be done, but they are good if you are worried about that. You could also argue for the Western Provinces that you would get the Elite Void, but with the Elite Void getting such a nerf, or Void in general getting a nerf, it's not as prevalent or not as necessary as it was before. And with that, you guys, it's actually going to do it for this video. Put a bow tie on this one. I hope you guys did enjoy. A couple things before I take us to the end screen here. Honorable mentions. I didn't mention anything about the Karamja Diaries or the Wilderness Diaries, because to be completely honest, the rewards aren't exactly the best. The Karamja gloves are pretty good for the teleports, as well as the Wilderness Sword is good for teleports, but the actual awards you get from doing them aren't exactly the best, so I thought not to put them in here. Plus, the requirements for both of them are actually very high. The requirements for both those diaries in general tend to be very high, so I wouldn't recommend doing them if you're trying to figure out which ones you should be doing first, if you're a skiller or a PVMer. So, with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it gave you some goals for what you should be aiming for when you do achievement diaries in the future. I know I've gotten questions about this topic quite a bit recently from a few of you guys who have messaged me in game, which I appreciate getting that from. And I hope this helps paint a better picture for you guys in the long run. So with all that being said, remember to go ahead and give a like for this video. It was a really good idea I got from somebody. I actually can't remember who it is, so I apologize if you're the one who gave me the idea for this video. But it was a good idea for a video to make, so I went ahead and did it. If you want to see more of these kind of videos or progress videos as well, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to let me know what you thought of the video, whether it's good or you want to flame me, that's what the comment section is for. So go ahead and leave your notes down there. And with all that being said, y'all, take care, have a good night, and now let's kick it to the end screen.